Okay, yes. The 100 dresses, second part, to be continued. Yesterday we had finished on page number 76, para number 4, wherein we discussed that how Maddie had taken an important decision. Now, what exactly was that important decision? She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. As we've already discussed that whenever Peggy used to humiliate Wanda, she always remained quiet. She never asked her that she should not tease her that way. So she was feeling sorry for her being a mute spectator for all those humiliations which Wanda was undergoing. If she ever heard anybody picking on someone means wrongly criticizing or wrongly mocking at someone. Picking on someone because they were funny looking or because they had strange names, she would speak up, she would raise a voice, she would not allow that person to make fun of the another one just because of either the looks or the names. Even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship. So here she was as if understood the very important lesson of life that even when our friends are wrong, it makes it a point in our life that we need to tell them that you are being wrong. Friendship doesn't mean that you would be supporting your friends even in the wrongdoings. That's what she says, that she would raise her voice even when she would lose Peggy's friendship. She had no way of making things right with Wanda, but from now on, she would never make anybody else that unhappy again as she had made Wanda by her remaining quiet at all those humiliations. Okay. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Petronsky because when they went to Boggins Heights, they were unable to find her there. They basically had gone so that they could regret over whatever they had done with her. They couldn't find her because she had already left. Now they have decided that they would write her a letter. It was just a friendly letter telling about the contest, along with that telling Wanda that she had won that contest. They told her how pretty her drawings were, and they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. They had meant to say they were sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter, the kind they would have written to any good friend, and they signed it with lots of X's for love. X's means keeping their identity hidden, not telling Wanda that where exactly the letter had been from. They mailed the letter to Boggins Heights, writing, please forward on the envelope. Means because they didn't know where exactly she had gone. So someone in Boggins Heights would exactly be knowing that where she might have gone. So they sent the letter to Boggins Heights and expecting that from Boggins Heights someone would be forwarding that letter to Wanda wherever she might have shifted. Days passed and there was no answer, but the letter did not come back. So maybe Wanda had received it. So she had received it, and because she was disappointed, so she was not replying them back. Perhaps she was so hurt and angry that she was not going to answer, and you could not blame her because they knew very well they truly had hurt her feelings by those ways. Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night, making speeches about Wanda, defending her from great crowd of girls who were trying to tease her with, how many dresses have you got? This basically means that up till now Maddie was unable to stop any one of the girl from teasing. But now she was preparing herself. Preparing speeches means that if any such situation ever comes now with any girl of the school, Maddie was sure that she was going to open up. She was going to speak. Up till now she remained quiet, but this time she would say. And this time she would be defending anyone who says, how many dresses have you got? And before Wanda could press her lips together in a tight line, the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out, stop! And then everybody would feel ashamed the way she used to feel when Wanda was humiliated, teased, mocked at by the other girls. Now it was Christmas time and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. You remember Wanda Petronsky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written me and I'm glad to know where she lives because now I can send her the medal. So just because the identity of the girls were not revealed, but inwardly those two knew very well that they were the reason of that girl leaving the school forever. So this time, the letter was for Miss Mason. And she said that good that I know her address so that I can send her the medal over there. I want to read her letter to you. The class sat up with a sudden interest and listened intently. Very carefully, they heard Miss Mason speaking. Dear Miss Mason, how are you and room 13? Room 13 refers to that class. Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house, I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I would like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimmings over it and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I missed that school and my new teacher does not equalize with you, means you were very good to me and she's not that good. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Wanda Petronsky. So in the letter, Wanda not only thanked and appreciated Miss Mason, but also told that two of her dresses means basically two of her sketches, they should be forwarded to Peggy and Maddie. On the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. All the houses had wreaths and holly in the windows. Wreaths and hollies are the things which are usually decorated, which are usually used for Christmas decorations. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked. Stacked means filled with all those gifts and the decorative items. And in the window, candy, peppermint sticks and cornucopias of shiny transparent paper were strung. Cornucopias are the decorative containers which may be having some gift items in it, and gift items could be of any kind. Okay. Shiny transparent paper, they were strung. The air smelled like Christmas and lights shining everywhere reflected different colors on the snow. So Christmas season of colors and brightness all around. Boy, said Peggy, this shows she really likes us because through the letter they got to know that she did not talk about all the girls who had been in the school. She remembered only Peggy and Maddie. It means she liked us. It shows she got our letter and this is a way of saying that everything is all right, and that's that. So here again, Peggy is trying to convince herself that Peggy is trying to convince herself that Wanda had settled with everything and she is no more feeling bad about whatever had happened in the past with her. I hope so, said Maddie sadly. She felt sad because she knew she would never see the little tight-lipped, polished girl again and couldn't ever really make things right between them. Because even when you develop a compatibility, but still there are certain things which you never forget if they had happened with you. She went home. She refers to Maddie. Maddie went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in the pink flowered wallpaper in the bedroom. The shabby room came alive from the brilliancy of the colors used in that drawing. Maddie sat down on a bed and she kept on looking at that drawing. She had stood by and said nothing. She had stood by and said nothing means she was there when all those teasings were going on, but she never interrupted them or asked them or intervened so that the things could be settled. And Wanda had been nice to her anyway. So basically, Maddie is regretting for all the injustice which had been going on against Wanda, and she never spoke anything. Tears blurred her eyes. Here it is, tear of regret, tear of repentance. And she gazed for a long time at the picture which Wanda had gifted to her. Then hastily she rubbed her eyes and studied it intently. Now she's looking at that picture more carefully. The colors in the dress were so vivid. Vivid means clear, that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing. She was so mesmerized by that sketch and the colors used in the sketch that she did not even notice that whose face was there onto that picture. It looked like her, and when she noticed it carefully, she found that in that sketch, the face was Maddie's, her own face. It really looked like her own mouth. Why? It really looked like her own self. Wanda had really drawn this for her. It means whatever 100 sketches she had been continuously telling about, claiming about, they felt she was boasting, but actually the truth was that Wanda drew all those 100 sketches of the 100 different girls which were there in her school. And one dress she had made for Peggy and one she had made for Maddie. And for Maddie, she had made that blue dress sketch. The face was of Maddie. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy's house. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. What's the matter? Asked Peggy as they clattered up to her room where Wanda's drawing was lying face down on the bed. Clattered means how they hurriedly rushed upwards to the room wherever they was. Maddie carefully raised it. The picture was lying upside down. She raised it. Look, she drew you. That's you. And she noticed that on the second picture, the face was of Peggy. And she exclaimed, and the head and face of this picture did look like that of Peggy. What did I say? Said Peggy. She must have really liked us anyway. The girl liked us, and because of that, she had drawn those pictures for her. She had made those dresses for her, and she liked us. And that is why only she did all these things. And see how wrong we were, that we kept on teasing her and humiliating her every now and then without realizing that she loved us. Yes, she must have, agreed Maddie. And she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda, standing alone in the sunny spot in the schoolyard, looking stolidly over at the group of laughing girls after she had walked off, after she had said, sure, 100 of them all lined up. She was not wrong, whatever she said. She loved those girls which were there in her school, but she always remained quiet. All the teasings which she had been undergoing, she never fought with them, she never argued with them, she never reacted angrily because this was her nature. She just kept on listening to them. Stoically means just thinking that why am I being let down by these girls whom I love so much? Okay, So that is why we say we should never make fun of the children whichsoever way, or classmates whichsoever way. We should never tease them or let them down in any way. Because teasing basically is not a sign of good culture. Letting someone down is not a sign of good culture. Each one of us comes from a good family. And from those families, it should not be that we should make fun of anyone regarding anything. Initially, in part 1, we have discussed that people may be from varying status in the school. People may be from varying academic status or academic qualities. Then people or the children in the school may be from different kinds of looks. So any of the things should never be teased. Any of the thing, we should never use derogatory remarks for anyone for our classmates. Because again I repeat, these doesn't show that you belong to a good family and you are a cultured person. Okay, so with this we finish the second part as well as the chapter. Okay, goodbye.